Okay, we have our warm-up question today, and it's April, is it 12th today? 13th, 12th, 13th, 11th? It's sometime in April. So a lovely day. I'm wearing shirts for the first time in the year, so it is a good day. And the question we're warming up with says, a circle with an area of approximately 144 centimeters squared. So how are we going to calculate what that circle is going to look like? Well, the first thing we know is that the formula for a circle is area equals pi r squared. Okay. Now, if the area is going to equal 144, then since I know that, I can actually substitute the a for 144. And we have pi r squared. Now, we can keep it pi r squared if you want. You don't have to change it if you don't want. You can keep it pi r squared. And in fact, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to bring this over here, and I'm going to do it two different ways. So 144 equals 3.14 r squared multiplied by r squared. That's the formula. Substituting numbers for the things I do know and leaving the variable for the things I don't know, which is what algebra is. We're going to find out what that variable that we don't know is by isolating the variable. What will I divide both sides by to start? Calvin. Right. So if I divide both sides by 3.14, it will get rid of it, leaving me with r squared. The coefficient of 3.14 is gone. And 144 divided by pi is approximately 45 decimal 9. We're just going to put 45 decimal 9. Okay? So now we have an equation that says 45 decimal 9 equals the radius squared. So what number, really what I'm asking myself, if I could do it mentally it would be great, but I can't. What number multiplied by itself is 45.9? Well, what number multiplied by itself is 49? Not 45.9, but what number multiplied by itself is 49? 7. So if it was, we know that it's going to be less than 7 for the radius, right? Because if it was 7, the area would be 49. And what if the radius was 6? What would the area of the circle be if it was 6? 36. So we know it's a greater radius than 6. So if we're just using our brain power, we know that it's probably going to be around 6.5 or something. Agreed? Does that make sense? But here's how we find out. Since I don't know what number multiplied by itself is 45.9, I can ask the calculator to do the work for me. And the button that we need to press here is this one. It will tell you what number multiplied by itself is approximately 45.9, and the answer is 6.77. Or, since I said one decimal place, approximately the radius equals 6. What was that again? 8? 6.77? And I'm going to put a dot above the equal sign. Now, essentially what we did here is we just square rooted both sides, because with algebra, whatever you do to one side of the equation, if you do the same thing to the other side, you get the answer. So that's in the black there. If you wrote that, that's great. Over here, the reason why I showed you twice was that 144 equals pi r squared. If you divide both sides by pi, and you don't actually convert it to a decimal, you can still do it like that. It's okay to do it like that. All right? So the answer on our circle, if I do a circle and put a radius of 6.8 centimeters, let's just double check that. So area equals pi r squared. Area equals 3.14 multiplied by 6.8 squared. According to BedMath, got to do my exponents first. So 6.8 squared, and there's actually a button to do it for you. Instead of saying 6.8 times 6.8, you can just hit that button. It does it for you. 46.24. 46.24. So pi multiplied by 46.24, multiply that by pi, and the area of that circle will be 145 decimal 1936. So this area is 145-ish, right? Which is pretty close to the question that says, give me a circle that has an approximate area of 144.